next by how evidence-based clinical rules drive savings through automated claims adjudication. Presenter is Mr. Praveen Sharma, Sales Lead Milliman. So I would request Praveen to please come on stage and walk us through the case study. Thank you.
And thanks IIA for organizing the event. So today I'm going to present on the topic how evidence-based clinical rules are driving saving through automated claims adjudication. So before starting the presentation, I would like to take you through the few eye-opening facts. So if I want to take you through about the fact that I hope you are aware that in the U.S. health insurance market, out of every $3 spent on health insurance claim, $1 deemed go wasteful due to inefficient delivered services, unnecessary services, and fraud based on abusive activities. Now coming back to in Indian insurance market, what we have observed during our consulting assignment that 25% of the claims show missed cost saving opportunities during manual processing. Now, some of you might be wondering about the credibility of the data because of lack of availability of comprehensive study in the field. That's where I would like you to introduce our company, what we do, and that will give you an idea that how we got access to the data. So we are a 75-year-old organization operating out of 60 cities globally. Milliman is an independent actuarial consulting firm, and our team is having experience of working on different projects like healthcare operational reviews, claims adjudication, product development, and our team is also having experience of working in different geographies like India, US, UK, Middle East, Hong Kong, China, Africa. And during our consulting assignments, our team has access to various data points, what kind of systems are getting used, and what kind of people are using systems. That gave us the confidence to design various tools which are applicable globally. And few of the tools which are applicable to Indian markets are mentioned on the slide. The first tool which is applicable to Indian market is Milliman Health Claims Rev, which is a auto adjudication tool. And the second tool which is applicable for Indian market is a health underwriting management system. It manages the underwriting workflow and it generates a risk score. Then it depends on the insurance discretion whether they want to accept the risk or they want to put some loading on it. And the third is a wellness tool, that is Rapid HRA. Now, moving on to next slide. So I would like to share our Indian experience while we have access to the claims data, what we found in terms of claims having opportunities or what was the reasons of claim leakage regions. So in the manual processes, a claim assessor has to check manually each and every claim, and based on their limited knowledge and the availability of details in the documents and the pressure of handling a number of cases in a day, they often miss few checks, which we identified during our assignments. Like these includes the items that are not covered in the policy, are mistakenly paid like consumables, and policies are also having often waiting periods which are not applied correctly, and claim related to pre-existing conditions which should not be approved are approved mistakenly, and copay and deductibles which are not applied correctly. Extended length of stay is not challenged or the justification is not sought for extended length of stay, and avoidable admission not challenged or claim approved for the procedures which can be managed in a daycare or ambulatory setting. So I hope this gives you a clear picture of where we see the opportunity for improvement. Now let's discuss the impact of these missing opportunities on insurers. The insurer considers the higher claim cost as an expense, and they often transfer it to policy holders in terms of increased premium, and it makes them less competitive in the market. In the manual processes, without proper checks, providers continue to abuse the services, and they continue to bill or abuse unnecessary services, which ultimately results into higher cost. And third, we see that every insurer wanted to process a claim within a certain time period, and when they want to tighten the process, they need to spend more time, or they need to spend more time and resources in processing the claims. That ultimately leads into higher transaction costs for a claim. And due to limited data-driven strategies, it becomes challenging for them to identify the opportunities, identify the fraudulent patterns. So addressing these challenges is crucial for development of efficient and sustainable healthcare system. So as we have discussed the challenges and impact of the insurer, now I would like to share our global experience, how mature markets are doing it. as the fact mentioned on the slide, that mature markets like US and UAE, in the US, 90% of the claims are automated, and in the UAE, 95% of the claims are processed automatically. How they are able to achieve it? So they started focusing on capturing the data. They started capturing clinical coding system, which ultimately resulted into generation of data. When they had access to data, they started developing the benchmarks like benchmarks for the length of stay, benchmarks for unnecessary services, etc. And when the benchmarks were available, they started created automated rules to avoid manual processing of the claims, such as policy coverage, financial checks, contractual checks, etc. And when they had access to the data, they developed the benchmark and they started leveraging the data, and they use machine learning and natural language processes, and it started resulting into identifying the fraud and other patterns. As we have seen the approach of mature markets, what should be the approach of Indian insurer and insurtechs? So as we look the journey of mature market, what should be our approach? So as we have observed while consulting assignments, that most of the insurers are committing themselves to our digital strategy, and most of the insurtech solutions are also helping insurers in creating the digital data. And significant investments are also being made towards data-centric processes. Insurtech solutions enabling this by creating that support data-driven operations. And it is crucial to use data to improve efficiency, cost-saving opportunities, and detect fraud. Therefore, it supports the demand for automated checks. And once all three steps are in place, insurers will be able to reap the benefit. They will be able to lower the operational cost and increase operational efficiency. This slide reflects the step-by-step process to automate the claims adjudication process and how we can let the foundation for predictive modeling. So the insurer or insurtech should identify the processes which are manual, inconsistent, and resource intensive, and they should apply or develop business rules and financial and clinical rule to immediately get the value. And in case if they want to add clinical capacity to their solution, immediately they can use Milliman Health Claims Ref to add clinical capacity to their solution. And all of the three steps pave the way for predictive analytics and identify the emerging and unknown patterns. And most of the insurtech solutions are working towards digitizing the data. So this is helping in paving the foundation for digitization. Now I would like to introduce Milliman Health Claims Ref. So Milliman Health Claims Ref is a set of library which basically run three types of rule on every claim, so which are mentioned on the slide: clinical rules, contractual rules, and utilization rules. And as I mentioned, our team is having global experience, so our tool is also capable of running on various international coding systems like ICD-10, PCS codes, surgical codes and procedure codes, Saudi billing system, ICD-10 WHO version, ICD-9, etc. And our tool is also capable of running off various claim types like outpatient claims, inpatient claims. And our tool runs, as rules are mentioned on the slide, clinical rules. By clinical rules, I mean, does this procedure align with the diagnosis? Is the procedure appropriate for patient's age and gender? By utilization checks, I mean, is the length of stay appropriate? Is the admission avoidable, or could it be managed in an ambulatory setting or daycare setting? By contractual rules, I mean, is the claim disease for a pre-existing condition or it's a permanent exclusion? Does a waiting period apply? So these checks help in ensuring that the claim process are accurately and efficiently. Now, I would like you to visualize the situation where one of the insurer is using Milliman Health Claims Ref along with the InsurTech solution. So whenever an insurer receives the claim, they receive various kind of information like investigation reports, discharge summary, and different kinds of information. And they receive it in different formats like PDF, images, etc. So as when an insurer receives a claim, InsurTech solution is digitizing the data, and they are converting unstructured data into a structured format. Then when the structured data is available, Milliman Claims Ref API is ready to consume the data, and it runs various kinds of rules, like as mentioned on the left side of the slide. It runs age appropriateness rules, gender appropriateness rules, avoidable admissions, daycare procedure rules, waiting period conditions, and length of stay benchmarks. As in the right side, you can see there are three types of condition mentioned. First, when the data was within the desired limits, the claim ref solution auto approves the claim and it is ready for payment. This is resulting into reducing the TAT for the claim processing. In the second situation where a claim is failing, clinical rule. So the system is smart enough to assign the case to clinical staff. In the third situation, as you can see, where it is failing a contractual check, so the system is aligning the case to non-clinical staff. The system is smart enough for better resource utilization as well. Now I would like to share a real life case study where a reinsurer wanted to develop a cloud-based automated solution for their seed and companies. They had their own fraud engines and they wanted to add clinical capacity to it. So that's where they integrated their solution with Milliman Health Claims Ref, and their seed and companies health claims were getting processed through Milliman, cloud-based solution, which had Milliman solution integrated with them. Now, what was the value which they obtained via integrated this solution? So they were able to save 2-3% in terms of cost saving, and they were able to reduce claim TAT processing by 33%. So we are flexible when it comes to engagement with our clients because different clients are having different needs. So we are having three engagement options. The first, where hosting will be done by Milliman, it is software as a service. In second place, where client are having data concerns, they don't want data to leave their own premises. In that situation, we can integrate ClaimsRef API within their own environment. And the third situation, where the clients are having their own rule engine and they want to integrate Milliman Health Claims rules within their existing claims engine, they can do that also. Any questions? In case you want to know more about the Indian healthcare system, you can visit our website page and you can get through different blogs and articles published by our team. And in case if you want to get in touch with me, these are my contact details. Thank you. Thanks for listening patiently.